Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Pretty cool update with this one. I've actually been called up live with TRADEIFY, which is incredible to think. You know, just a couple of months ago, starting this journey, like struggling to pass evals, taking my first payout to losing the account, to now scaling up to, I'm now trading over 40 accounts. I think about 30 are funded and about 10 evaluations going on at the same time. But have now been called up live with TRADEIFY, which is incredible. So I did take my final payout on the account. I didn't realise it was going to be the last one before being transitioned to live, because I would have done things slightly differently. Because with TRADEIFY, you can actually take 5 accounts live. I've only been able to go live with one account because you needed to have at least a payout on your accounts to transition them to live. So I did have 4 other accounts that I just passed. I ended up choosing the daily route to hopefully take a payout like soon, but unfortunately I got called to live. I say unfortunately, it's a cool thing to do, but yeah, it is what it is. So ended up taking the final payout of 1019, and there was basically that 1019 left in the account. I ended up trading one more day, and then I got called up to live. So I've taken a total of not even 10,000 on the accounts that I've had. Of course, I had some other accounts that I did take some payouts on as well. But yeah, it was just the one account that I took my last 4 payouts on, basically, because the other 4 that I had took the payout on. I think it was 2 more trades that I ended up losing in a row, and then ended up losing those accounts that I ended up purchasing again, passing again, and yeah, I just haven't got to the payout yet. So one thing they told me is there's no dashboard with this, so I don't want to show too much of the email because I don't know how much you can even really show, but here's the email. So it shows the starting balance of 0. The drawdown is 2,000, which is basically the same as a 50k account, I believe. Anyway, and then it does indeed lock when you get to 2100. You can trade up to 20 micros or 2 minis. The login is the same, so I'll quickly show that actually. So the same way that you log in, normally when you're signing in on TRADEIFY, you'll just have the market replay and the simulation. Of course, it's just simulated trading, but it's the live trading there. So that's how I'll log into the account. I have just since set it up with my Tradecopia, and hopefully that's going to be fine. I haven't seen anything that says that you can't do that, so hopefully that is fine and good to go. And yeah, everything's set up. One thing that I thought was a bit strange is that you have to pay the 156 yourself for a bundle, basically for live data, I suppose. So yeah, I don't know when they take it out or how that kind of works, but it shows that it'll come out from the live account. I don't know if it's from your first payout or whatever it is. Another cool thing is it can be daily payouts. We'll kind of just go through that actually. Let me just put it up on my other screen. In fact, what I can do is funded. So it shows us like the failed accounts. So these were the 4 that I passed, and I had 1 trading day on that I got, well, profit on. So unfortunately these were just forfeited. I don't know if they're supposed to give a refund of that amount. I'm gonna get in contact regarding that actually, because I think they're supposed to give a refund for those. So I'm gonna look into that and sort that out. These 4 were the ones that I took a payout on and then ended up failing the accounts. So of course the drawdown goes to 50,100, and unfortunately I ended up breaching that. with some trades, and then this was the one that I've ended up taking for live basically. So took that extra payout, and then I think it was a winning day because these were winning days as well. The one winning day after that, and then in the next morning I got an email to say that I was being called up to live. So I've since had to fill out a contract, send over my ID and stuff like that. So it's a little bit different to just getting the funded account. I guess it's a little bit more rigorous in terms of the checks and stuff. So everything was good to go. I've now got the live account. What I want to go through is speak about the live account. I'm just going to pull it up on my other screen quickly. So it's called the Elite Program. So this is what I'm going to be trading with them. So I've only got the one account, but what is cool about this, there is like a reward program, which is what I'm going to look to hopefully go for as well. It's a 3-month thing. I do think, I feel like I remember within the contract it says that they can scale you up if you do well. So I'm going to speak to them if I do actually do well on the account. Hopefully they can give me more or just like increase the funding on that. So we'll see. So there's no cap on this. It's 80-20 split. But then, of course, when you're using the select accounts, you can only take 50% of the amount anyway. So if you think about it, if you made 1,000 profit, you can only take 500 anyway, and then you get 90% of that, which is 450. So really, that's only 45% of the profits that you make. It's now 80%. So it's actually a lot better in terms of taking that payout. And yeah, I guess it allows the good traders to work harmoniously with prop firms, and that's where prop firms is like prop firms before how we know it, like the online prop firms. I'm sure that's how they used to do it. When you'd go into a prop shop, you'd work with them. I think you would put up some of your own capital, but you would like there would be a split, I suppose, on that, and that's how you can like work together and thrive. So I'm just pleased to be in a live program at the moment. I know a lot of people say that it's not ideal or whatever, but I think a lot of the time it's just because they're just sim traders and they just know how to work the system. I was actually listening to a podcast with AJ from Lucid recently. Obviously Lucid doing incredible things over the last year, becoming like the top prop firm, if not one of the top anyway. But he was saying there's a lot of people that he's seen within his ecosystem that they've gamed the system to make payouts even though they don't know how to trade. So of course within the sim environment, like things can just be done in a way to allow people to take payouts, but they don't actually know how to trade. My thing is like, I love this, I'm very passionate about it and have been for years. I just never have been in a position to be able to like extract a lot of money from it. Fortunately, like last year, given like career things that went on, I was out of the country, came back to the country, didn't have a job for a little while, so just started looking back into trading, and it's just been something that I've always wanted to do, just never really had a chance to, I suppose. But this has given me an opportunity to, so hopefully I can actually go into live environments with prop firms and do very well with them, and then take it from there. So let's speak about it a little bit. So there's no cap on this, no limit on how many times you can transition to live. So you can obviously like fail the account. I think there's a cooldown period. I think it's like 4 or 5 weeks, and then you can be called back into the sim environment to trade evaluations and then work your way back up to live. So if the account is not looking healthy, then perhaps that's something I'll end up doing, because also I've still got all of the other firms I'm trading with, so it's not even like it's a massive issue, because I can just trade with the others and like continue. But yeah, so that's cool to know, that if I lose a funded account, then it's not like the end of the world. So yeah, this was what can lead to it. So 3 payouts in a single account or 10 payouts total. I did do that. I had over 3 payouts on that account and over 10 total. So yeah, just get to, oh yeah, so could have potentially got the total of the 5 accounts, 2 minis or 20 micros. I tend to just trade in the micros anyway. I know that the minis can lead to less in commissions, but maybe if I had like larger account size, then that's perhaps something I could end up doing. So end of day drawdown is great. Payout requests. So this is something I'm thinking about. I don't know how I want to really do this, whether I just take out on a daily basis or like, I've heard a lot of people that say that, you know, look, that money that's in those accounts is not actually yours. And even just like the extra 1,000 that I made on this account that transitioned to live, that's just like gone. I guess it goes towards this account, it is what it is, but until it's like in your account, it's not really your money, you know. So I think I might just take the daily payouts. It won't allow me to build a buffer, and it also means that it will eat into your drawdown. So there's an example here. If you make 500 profit, you request the payout, you then only have 1,500 of the drawdown. So that is something to keep in mind. But I think if you just kept making 500 and then like withdrawing, you would just remain at that 1,500 of drawdown. So doesn't really change things from there. But you know, if you go on a bit of a losing streak, then you've only got 1,500 to play with. So it's something to keep in mind. But I think that is the way I'm going to do it. Obviously the drawdown locks at the 2,100 as it does with the funded accounts, but I think I'm probably not going to go down that route. I'm just going to take the payouts. So this is something that I wanted to mention, the rewards. So where is it? Oh, I think there's another page you need to open for it. So yeah, the accelerator. I think I need to email to say that this is what I want to go for. So you can get reward pools for the accounts and select. You can get a 1.5x performance multiplier. So of course I had to select, and it can lead to this. So the 50k, you can get 4k reward. So it will be 6k because it was a select account. So it can be an additional 2,000 per month, provided you hit certain criteria. So yeah, you can do up to 2,000. That is another thing I was thinking as well. If I ended up losing this account, I can just trade the 150s, hopefully take them to live, and you can get up to 18,000 per account. If it's 5 accounts, that's 90,000 in rewards, which is just crazy. So something to think about. That's like a massive amount that you can earn. That's like not even your trading profits as well, just in rewards. So how is it you do it? Yeah, no big swings, no unnecessary risks. I think it was, you need to make the amount of drawdown in profits, and obviously not hit your drawdown. I'm just kind of skimming over it, but there is somewhere it says that. But I think it's, so for example, the 50k, you make 2,000 profit across the month, and you also get the multiplier if you do not breach 75% of the drawdown. So as long as you don't go within 500 left of the drawdown, which would be 1,500 into the drawdown, that's 75%, then you'll get the extra 2,000 per month. So just an additional bit to think of, but yeah, that the 150k one is just crazy to think of. Of course, what I might end up doing is do the reward program for like the 3 months for the 50k, if I do well with it. There might be things that come up along the way that just make me realize like I need to switch up my trading for it. It is what it is. We'll just figure that out along the way. That's just kind of how I'm looking at it. Also, something I wanted to probably should have mentioned earlier on in the video is, you know, something that I really thought about. Like, there's so many influencers that just don't even talk about live programs, like, but they'll they'll be quick to start selling mentorships and stuff. So it just makes me think, like, how are they even trading on these prop firms for them not to be going live or like speaking about it? Like, I think going live is a real testimony to your ability to trade, because it just shows that like a company would want you to be in that system rather than like just the sim funded stage, because I guess they can work with you. I think this is still sim from like some of the where it says it, yeah, sim funded consistency. Oh, this was it, yeah. For the bonus, the sim funded consistency score below 40% and never exceeded 75% of allowed max drawdown. Oh, I think that's during your trading in the sim environment then, actually. So I'm confident that I did that. My sim funded consistency score below 40%. Yeah, I did that anyway because I'm trading the 5 trading days and they're basically the same in terms of the gain, and I'm confident I didn't exceed the 75%, although I might have done, because obviously like taking the payout and then like trading on it, I might have actually gone into that. So something that I need to look into. Regardless, there'll be 4,000 for the reward pool, and I can make a maximum of 2,000, which will be 2 months then, I believe. So 2 months of rewards for 4,000. I'm just thinking I probably did actually go into this 75% because of taking the payout, the drawdown scales, and then I've obviously traded since then, so I might have actually breached that. I'll look into it and then see. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully everyone's trading well. I know a lot of people are kind of struggling with trading at the moment. Something that's worked really well for me is just looking for very small trades, one-to-ones, being out of a trade within like 30 minutes max, really. So yeah, anyone's got any questions, anything you guys want to speak about within the comments, feel free to do so. I know some of you have done so, which is really cool. And yeah, I obviously understand it's a longer video, but I've stressed in a past video, if I was speaking to my younger self trying to like get to this point, I would be watching all of this, understanding the mindset, probably asking questions in comments and stuff, and taking it from there. But yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video.